Hello, viewers. Last time I told you about the circumstances of my birth and how they impacted my life. Today, we will reflect on the lives of Ajay and Guddu and how their childhood experiences molded their personalities. Also, some what ifs. I had asked Dad years later why he simply did not continue in the army after his 5 years of short service commission were complete. All officers were given an option to apply. This would mean appearing for the entire entrance procedure again. It would involve studying again. And I think only 5% or so of the officers would be retained after this. Probably Dad was not sure he would manage to be in the top 5 percentile. Or maybe he had other things he wanted to explore. He was young. He had always wanted to do a business of some sort. Maybe he liked the idea of being his own boss, I don't know. But I always wondered how our lives would have been different had Dad continued as an army officer. For one, Mom would have had a very different experience. If you see the lifestyle of army wives and families, they do have a more interesting and, may I say, glamorous lifestyle than others in the same income group. By others, I mean civilians, who are called civvies by them, I think. From time to time, I get a glimpse into the army lifestyle. Like when we went to the club for some special occasions, and also when we shopped in the army canteen, that was basically a supermarket, which existed before supermarkets were a thing in India. I loved doing those things. The prime locations, the ambience, the dance floors, the entire feel of their lifestyle felt so amazing. Mom seemed to have this dual persona, wherein on the one hand she behaved like a typical, super conservative villager, where she thought less of herself than others. She also remembered that she could not appear for her 10th standard exams and was not even a matriculate. She never got over her lack of fluency in English, in spite of the fact that she was and is more fluent than most techies who come from small towns and fly confidently to the US. On the other hand, she was dynamic and confident and very assertive, bossy even. Many a time people asked her if she was a school teacher due to this demeanor. She oscillated between these two personas, which were very confusing for us kids. And if you remember her childhood traumas, this made her a blubbering nervous wreck sometimes. So she was a combination of someone who was prone to panic attacks, had plenty of phobias, desperately sought consolation and approval, and was also very controlling and aggressive. She could hit us quite mercilessly. That was something I had sworn as a kid never to do to any kid who happened to be in my care. This duality is something that exists in me too. On the one hand, I can be assertive and confident, and on the other hand, my low self-esteem makes me question every decision. I don't give myself credit for my abilities and attribute successes to fluke chances. I don't accept compliments graciously. I mumble something that belittles my accomplishment. I allow people to walk all over me. I wonder how Dad would have been different if he had continued in the army. Starting life in a conservative farmer family, he was able to propel himself out of their limited worldview. Dad remembers being scared guarding the fields at night at a very young age. So farmers had no control over what time the water distribution would be scheduled for them. And the farmer had to be present in their fields at the scheduled time to avoid others stealing their water. So sometimes he had to do the rakhi of their fields at night, Whilst mom's family had budget constraints due to my Nana ji being already retired by the time he started a family and due to losing all ancestral wealth and land, my dad's family faced a different challenge. Dad's family had rambling fields, but several years in a row, their fields were flooded by the overflowing river during the rains, and they lost their entire harvest. This wiped out their savings, and they had very limited funds in spite of having vast lands. Ajay was such a smart and intelligent kid. I'm still impressed by how he could service his cycle after seeing someone else do it only once, and he was like very small at that time. After the initial resistance of his family to his education, they committed wholeheartedly to it later. They even sent him to live with some relatives in a different village where the school was better. But little Ajay soon found out that he would not be able to study much there because that family treated him like a helper boy and kept him busy all the time with chores, leaving no time for study or homework. So Ajay came back home. Eventually, with Raj's support, Ajay was able to complete his engineering diploma from Thapar Engineering College. He was so dynamic. He taught tuitions to earn his fee money. Ajay shared lodging with 3 boys. Every day at lunchtime, they raced to their room on cycles, chopped vegetables, prepared rotis, had lunch, and then got back on their cycles to continue attending classes. And this was all like a half an hour break. With both my parents being so creative, inspired, and inspiring, never mind all their flaws, it is no wonder that I felt repulsed by my slothful and gluttonous and irresponsible husband. But more about that later. Until then, this is the story of my life, every word true to the best of my knowledge. Thank you for watching. Please like my video and please subscribe to my channel. And please share my story if you think it could help someone. Bye for now.